Hello, how are you doing? I hope you are blessed and highly favored and giving God thanks as always. So, today I want to talk about Flatbridge. Flatbridge is one of our bridges in Jamaica, and Flatbridge is located in St. Catherine. It it is over the Ryacobo River, and that location where the bridge is called Bagua Gorge. So it is a bridge that does the name tells what it is like, because it does not have any rails. It is just flat, like a flat structure. And there are so many things that happens right there at that bridge for years. And there are a lot of stories that surrounds what happens there, because on more than one occasion vehicle go over there. Some people survive, some don't. And the recent one is, I think it was yesterday, this 62-year-old gentleman, his highest bus that he was driving, it went over, right? And I don't think he did not survive. The news said he did not survive. And it is so unfortunate. I just want to say condolences to the family. So this particular bridge, it was made in the 17th century, during the time of the Spaniards in Jamaica. That bridge was built by slaves. And I don't know if anybody else know, but where slaves were at this present time, bad things happen there. Sometimes people ignore those things. I don't want to be superstitious, but sometimes some sinister things happen and you have to look into them. You can't just ignore them and brush them aside and say, no, it's fairy tale or whatever. But sometimes it can be true. Because I don't believe in dopey stories, but I heard from I was a little girl that a Spaniard, well, I don't believe in dopey stories, but I heard that a Spaniard, dopey is at, if there is anything that is called dopey, but something is there. Something is there at that bridge. And I believe so. I don't know what anyone else believe. But as I said before, I don't believe in dopey stories and all of those things. But something mysterious is going on at that bridge. Something mysterious is going on there. Because that bridge was made by slaves. It was a wooden structure, and then further on it was reconstructed in a concrete structure. And I understand that rails were put there, right? And they were washed away. When person said is because of the high, when the water rise, like when we have flooding, when we have rains, heavy rains, and so the water rise above the bridge. So they said that that's the reason why the rail washed away. But I think something sinister is going on there. And if the heads of government don't think so, why don't you put up rails there? Why don't you put up rails? Because I don't know if I'm making sense, but if a concrete structure is there right now and it has not been washed away, right? Well, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, but put up some concrete columns and put some rails. Let engineer go and do something. because it's claiming too many lives. And then persons now are saying that people is driving recklessly there, but I don't think so. Something there claiming lives. Something is there claiming lives. Something sinister is going on that bridge. And I believe the things what I been hearing from I was growing up. I been hearing that, you know, something going on there. Because I have a friend who told me he drives a bus, and he told me that in somewhere in the 1990, I think it was like 1994, somewhere along that time, that was the first time he said that he drive on that bridge. And he said while he was going on, I think it was dark, like it was, you know, in dusk hours, and he saw light in the middle of the bridge. And he said to himself, it wasn't like too light, like a vehicle was approaching. And he said it did not look like it was a motorbike either. So, like, you know, something tells him to drive straight in the light. And he said he drove straight in the light. And when he go through, it wasn't really a light. The light was there, but when he go through, there wasn't any light. And he said it happened to him more than one time, but he get used to that, knowing that it is not a light, right? So maybe that's the thing that is there. Sometimes it's just that the persons who went over there, they can't come back and tell you what happened, because some of them pass, right? So something sinister is going on there. And if it is not like that, so why rails are not there for so long? Because from I know that bridge, I've never seen rail there. And I heard that rail, I have never seen a rail there, right? So I just want to say condolences to this gentleman, you know, condolences to him, because I think it happened yesterday. Condolences to his family. Condolences to his family. My deepest condolences to his family, because it is so unfortunate. And this is not the first. This is not the first. You can hear so many stories and persons that live around that area. They tell you that, you know, they hear stuff at night and they see things as well, you know, but people don't believe. People don't believe those things. And as I said before, any area that slave was, right, things happen. Look at Castleton Gardens. Look there. Sometimes the river claim lives. Sometimes the river claim lives, right? The recent one was the two persons, the young guy and the young girl. I think they're from Seaview Gardens or Trenchtown, because the young man was connected to Kina Life in Jamaica. I think the young guy was his neighbor or his friend, his close friend, and they spent days looking for his body, you know. And I've experienced it myself. I went there sometime in the 1990s, somewhere about 1994. And while I was there, a group of persons came from Kingston on a church trip. And two of the people, they washed away. And they were young, like in their 20s. A young guy and a young girl. Right? I've seen their bodies when they recover their bodies the same day. They were there, just there swimming, and the river just came down and washed them away, you know, and spoil the fun for the day. I think it was a holiday and we were all there, right? So, you know, sometimes we don't want to believe things, but things do happen. And as I said before, I don't believe in dopey stories and I don't believe in certain things, but sometimes something's real. Sometimes something's real, right? And Flatbridge, something sinister is going on there, right? And persons, I know persons don't believe, but something sinister is going on there. And if not, rails need to put there. Rails need to put on that bridge, right? Because it can't be left like that. You can't leave it like that and then, you know, vehicle keep going over there. We have to be more concerned. We have to be more concerned because people really, and then persons are saying people driving reckless. There is nowhere on that bridge for nobody to drive reckless, right? And surveillance camera is on the bridge, and when I look at the video, the man wasn't speeding. He wasn't speeding. He was just driving, and the van just go over. And I've seen videos before that. They just drive and it just go over. So what? Is it a coincidence? No, sir. Something not right. Something don't right. Something don't right. Something don't right there. Something is not adding up. Something sinister there. And I've heard that, you know, a Spaniard dopey is there. I don't believe in dopey. Whoa. I don't believe in dopey, but I've heard that something is there. Something is there. Right? So I think it's time for rail to put up there. If rail can go up there, I think it is time for rail to go on that bridge, because it's claiming too many lives now. Too many lives. That is my 2 cents, you know, because I am so concerned. I'm so concerned. A lot of people don't like to cross that bridge, you know. A lot of people, because I know persons who really get panic when they enter that bridge. You know, when they enter that bridge. When I used to go on like trips and we have to go over that bridge, you have people, you have to close the bus windows, and so they don't want to look out, because when they reach there, it's like, you know, they start to, you know, get sick, because they don't want to, they don't like going over that bridge. And it is true, when you reach, I don't know about anybody else, but when I reach close to that bridge, I, you know, just gather a different feeling. I just gather a different feeling. Something needs to be done. A rail needs to put up on that bridge, because people don't believe that something mysterious surrounds that bridge. So if is reckless driving that causing the accident, well, put up rails then. Put up walls, you know, concrete, because a concrete structure is there and it has not been washed away. Well, sometimes they're I don't know, but something needs to be done. Something needs to be done, though. Something needs to be done. And that's what I have to say, because as I said before, I am concerned. I am concerned, so something needs to be done. So Minister of Construction, do something. You need to do something, because it claimed, that bridge claiming too many lives now. So guys, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, because it is so unfortunate that people keep losing their lives there. So unfortunate. So let's hope and pray that something being done. So have a good day. Have a good day, you all. Have a good day and be blessed. And when you're crossing Flat Bridge, before you go over, well, you have to pray always. You always have to pray and not faint. In the morning you pray, in the night you pray, but pray when you're going across Flat Bridge. Pray before you enter that bridge, because I know it's not speeding that is causing the accidents. I know it is not speeding, because there is nowhere on that bridge for anybody to speed, because the bridge is narrow. Nowhere on there for anybody to speed. So it's not speeding. Not speeding. So have a good day. Have a good day and be blessed.